Okay, this is part two. All right. So, after being there for almost a half a year at first, he said, I did not know this, but he told my mom, because I had her number and stuff for emergencies, he called her and said that I was dead. And my mom was planning funerals. I was on the little missing milk boxes and whatnot. And I was missing for about a year and a half. My family really believed I was dead. And he worked at a hospital. Can you believe that? He was an x-ray technician. Well, when I started seeing some weird stuff, like he would play an air guitar. He didn't even have a guitar. And he'd always sing like Beth, the song Beth. I can't remember how the lyrics went, but it was a Kiss song. He was like, I'm just waiting. I was like, how long am I living with you? And he's like, until you grow up. That was weird, right? Thankfully, he didn't believe in touching little kids. So that was a godsend, right? Well, I think when I started trying to make calls, he was getting nervous because I actually climbed out of the window and was trying to find my way out of the woods to the street, and I didn't know where I was, you know. And he caught me and brought me back in. So that was a really scary time because it was weird, you know. I mean, he didn't hurt me. He didn't hurt me except my ears. But after that, he brought me to the Mineral Wells Bridge. It's a green bridge in Mineral Wells, Texas. And I'm not an avid swimmer. But he said, I'll save you. We're going to jump off the bridge into the river and we're going to swim. And it'll be fun. We're going to swim out to the tower. It's like a little castle. As a young girl, I was like, well, what if I hit the rocks? He goes, no, you won't. And it's not even deep. You'll be all right. So he's standing up there with me, but he's on the cement, and he puts me on the little bar, and he's holding me. And I said, I don't want to do this. As soon as I turned around, he pushed me off the bridge, right? And the current took me away. And I was lucky because there was like 10 Spanish guys across the river, I guess, drinking and stuff. And they jumped in the river. They didn't even know me. And they jumped in the river and saved my life. I kept going under. The current was really powerful, and I was very, very tiny stature of a girl. And I think 4 toes were broken, so I couldn't really kick because my feet hit the bottom really hard and broke my toes. So they saved me. They called the police for me. And I told them kind of what it looked like, his trailer, because I didn't remember. I didn't even know where I was. You know, I just know that the sign said Mineral Wells. I described the bridge, and there was only one bridge, and it's still there in Mineral Wells, Texas. And so I guess they brought him in for questioning, and I gave them my mom's number. And she's like, my daughter's dead. And I was like, I'm right here. She goes, oh my God. Well, anyways, long story short, they bring me back home. I was changed though. Like, I was really angry inside. I felt like nobody was looking for me. And I almost died, so I was really traumatized, you see. So I feel like he was kind of a psychopath. I mean, I feel he was definitely trying to kill me, right? That wasn't very nice. But after that, I kept running away, dressing like a little boy. I didn't know where I was going, and I didn't know why I was running away. And to this day, I still don't know. My mom was really good, right? She was really sweet. I was just so angry inside, you know, between the perverted uncle, my dad's murder, my mom's leaving us on a suitcase at 4, you know, to protect us, right? I did not have a normal childhood whatsoever. It was kind of crazy. But I kept getting put back into Maryhurst, and I ran away from it. It's a convent, by the way. And I love God very much. But I really was so lost inside. And they should have brought me to counseling back then, but the counseling back then was kind of rough anyways, so I don't think it would have helped me. Nowadays, it's client-centered approach is the best, thanks to Carl Rogers and so many others. But I ended up, long story short, I met another psychopath. Okay, as a runaway, you're vulnerable to people that are not so nice. So, I had friends that I became friends with that were always under the influence, and they'd get me in screwed up situations. Like, for instance, I went to down south, and I didn't know what was going on. I was just hanging out, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta run over here real quick." And I was like, "Okay." He said, "Just stay in the car." Now, if somebody tells me that now, I'm like, hey, "You're out of your mind." First of all, I'm not going anywhere with you. So I stayed in the car, and they're talking. They met somebody. While they're talking, he's reaching in his sock or something. I remember he was reaching. I don't know what was in his sock. Maybe he had an itch, but he was reaching in his sock for something. The other guy pulled a gun, and I went out the other side of the door, and I ran. Unfortunately, we were in the project, so everywhere looked the same. Like, every stairwell looked the same. I don't know what was going on. I hid and stay hidden, and this really nice lady comes out. She goes, "Girl, what you doing out here?" I was like, "I am hiding. I am hiding." And she brought me in. She goes, "Girl, you better get in here. They don't take too kindly to white folks." And I said, "Well, I'm native." She goes, "You look white enough." I was like, "Okay." But she was nice. She gave me I didn't drink coffee back then, but she made the best coffee, I swear. So after that, I never talked to my friends again, because that wasn't very nice to bring me into a dangerous neighborhood, right? Why would you bring me, of all people? Later on, I had gotten really lost inside. And then I had to go and work. And so I was ballet in the day and a dancer at night, right? So that's not too crazy. It is. But I ended up dating this guy who was just completely nuts, real crazy. And he killed every one of my friends. And I saw everything. What got me in trouble is I didn't call the cops. But I vowed, once I did my time, that if I ever saw anything crazy like that, that I would call the police. And so I do. I kept that promise. And I was also going to change my life, and I did that as well. Okay? So everybody has a story. My trauma took place after that. I ended up stabbed 17 times. And that wasn't fun. Right? We learn and we grow, and we take our trauma and we use it as a superpower or a weakness, or we just fall into it. And I don't mean to say weakness, I mean like we let it destroy us by not getting help. I'm going to a part 3. Hold on.